And this aggressive cook came out, just standing in the restaurant, just screaming around. She was screaming at me. And I was just like standing there, like, this is not real. So the next day when I came to the work, everybody was against me. Really, like even the kind of nice guy at behind the counter who was doing cocktails, even him, he was making comments. He stopped doing my drinks. When I ordered something, he stopped doing the drinks. I was just
Doing it yourself. You
Yeah.
have to do it yourself.
I went into the kitchen. They put like posters there of saints, and they wrote their like satanic signs, 666. And I came there, and both looked at me. One with a huge knife in his hands, looked at me and said, "Are you scared? Are you scared?" And I was standing there like, okay. And I started to feel this fear inside of me, you know. So I went home, and I was just like, absolutely, I cannot go back into this work. Like, because I was so, you feel this weakness because you perceive all this fear. And I was thinking, why I'm doing japa? Why I'm doing all this sadhana when in this big conflicts I lose my temper, you know? And even there I realized why I'm trying to please these people. They have no interest in my life. They have no focus in life, nothing. So, and then I remembered, first I was watching different kind of self-improvement videos.
Yeah,
Yes,
you need a little bit of help.
Yeah. And then I went to the work, nothing happened, nothing helped. And so I then remembered what Guruji told me, that you need to be fully focused and not move. You always have the image of God in your mind. So I was doing the next day, I was just thinking of God, thinking of God, thinking of Guruji, just chanting, chanting, chanting. And I said, whatever happens now, I will not, this image in my third eye will not disappear. Yeah. Absolutely laser focus. Yeah. I was just thinking, chanting, chanting, chanting. Whatever happened, I really did my absolute best to
Keep the focus.
keep the focus. But it was exhausting also,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And at some point, I go out with food out of the kitchen, and then I go and go and go, and suddenly this deep, deep thought emerged from deep within, which said, "But I cannot do it by myself." And the moment this appeared, like I stood still in the middle of the restaurant, and I just felt, you know, my heart was just like rotating. I felt like an energy, like my heart is like, I don't know,
Expanding.
expanding. It's so huge. I just felt so much love. I was just standing, but at the same moment, everything changed in that second. Like really, like in a movie, like in Matrix, you're just watching, and everything is absolutely peaceful. You know, like you see people chatting, drinking, eating, but I was just standing and just looking. Like, wow, everything is just connected. You know, it's very difficult to describe, but I'm trying with words.
Yes.
Just standing there, but at the same time, I realize I have zero thoughts, absolute still mind. And I was standing there, and somebody calls me like to take orders, and I just stand there, just looking at the guest, and I have zero thoughts, like absolute peace. Like there was no, be it in a cave or in the forest or in this restaurant, there was no difference. You know, like Guruji was saying, like if your mind is still, you can be on the Times Square. Makes no difference.
Yeah.
And so I came home, but even walking home, I saw with my eyes how everything is pervaded with like energy, like strong. I saw like vibrations everywhere, the trees, the houses. I felt it even how everything is connected to each other. Like I was walking, and I wanted to do arati to the trees, to the house. Like, And I went into the subway.
Such a beautiful experience. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I went into the subway, just looking around, everything peaceful. I went home, I was sitting in front of the altar, just crying, crying, crying. And I didn't understand what is happening. And then the next day when I wake up, I just open my eyes and I look at my hands. It's like, wow, these are my hands, really. Like there was zero connection to my body. Like somebody high, I don't know. I was just walking around in the room and everything was crystal clear and fresh and new. Like, like absolute in the present moment, you know? And I went into the restaurant. I'm not joking. Like all these conflicts with my colleagues disappeared because there was no fear emanating from me. There was no.
you were not reacting to everything,
yeah.
anything that was coming towards you.
And then I realized like what we are saying is just 5%, but actually it's our body language. It's what we are emanating and giving
energy
out.
that resonates
Yeah.
outside.
And even these people who are maybe not so receptive, even they mirrored back my strength, my fearlessness, and everything. Like everything disappeared. and I remember there was one moment I was just walking around, super joyful in the work, and I just saw something on the floor, like a paper, and I bowed down and I wanted to pick it up the paper, and again similar thought like before, which said, I'm back, you know. It's like finally I feel, I don't know what I could not describe it, if it's like more my true self than what I'm perceiving now. And then also Sami Neruda came for satsang. He was in Vienna, and I didn't tell it to anybody because I had the feeling like if I start to speak about it, it will disappear.
It will fade away. Yeah.
And the only person which I said this experience was Sami Neruda. So he was in my room, and I was just telling this story just with tears in my eyes. And I said, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And he just looked at me. Also, he had these wet eyes. And he looked at me and said, and that's just a drop of the ocean what is waiting for us. Yeah.
Wow, this wind feels so good now with this story. The whole nature around us feels so good while you share this. Wow, I'm so happy you shared this